Do you know where your betting slips are? Welcome to the Blathering Live. I'm Ken Napzok, episode 227, a live show here. Radio call-in show for a modern age. We got some calls coming. We got science today. It's mole day. Maybe not what you think it is. It's something different. And we're going to learn about that today with Dr. Addy with a little science. We also have got to continue the mess that is, the wonderful mess that is our upcoming Blather bracket on October 30th, the best horror villains of all time. We're trying to figure this out in one show. And you got the business meeting last week. You're going to get a follow-up this week. We have some important final determinations of the round of, it's 32. Producer Steve will be in to fix that. And then top of the hour, we're going to do what all the other sports shows had to do today. We're going to have NFL picks. That's right. You betting on games this week? I'll help you through it. I'm pretty good at picking. Also, there's a big sports gambling scandal that broke today. Uh-oh. How are we going to dance over these morality landmines? We'll figure it out. We'll talk more about it. It's pretty fascinating, I will say. It's pretty fascinating. Dave McKay's here. Oh, I didn't even know that. Today is Amelia Clark's birthday. You can tell my beard is unkempt. It's an unkempt beard. A little bit of malaise and depression has hit it, and when the beard's all trimmed up, you're feeling good. The beard is a very big depression beard right now. But knowing it's Amelia Clark's birthday, even though she still doesn't really know I exist, it makes me, maybe I'll trim the beard tonight. Maybe we'll do that. You know what I mean, Steve? You know what I mean, producer Steve? You don't have a depression beard. You have a very trimmed, happy beard.
Hello. Happy Thursday. Thank you for having me as always. I like to think I have a happy beard. It's more of a check it every 3 days, make sure I look professional enough to show up on camera so I can keep my job beard. But yeah. You've worn polo shirts that I've kept you. Okay. You're safe. You could show up in Crocs, cargo shorts, a polo shirt, and do whatever the hell you want with your hair. You're sticking around. You're here, baby. You're here. You're locked in. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. That gives me a little leeway. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. Haley Williams is on her shit again, and it's been. And I mean that's a good thing.
Okay.
In the last hour, she's posted like 20 Instagram photos, and I just love a rock star. I love artists that are just like, I'm up to something weird. It could be nothing. I could be announcing 19 albums. I don't know. And it's Amelia Clark's birthday. Haley Williams is on her shit again. I'm going to start smiling now, Steve.
As you should. That's like the online, modern, social media version of the rock star, trash in the hotel room or the stage is like a statement of like, I'm above all of you. Here's my artistic vision. Okay. I don't know. You know my relationship with music, Ken.
Yeah, we're going to get to the bottom of that one day. If not me, your therapist. If not me. Oh. What song broke you? What was the song where you're like, this is too much emotions?
That's
behind
question.
Blue Eyes, but the Fred Durst shitty version?
No, it was probably worse than that. Because like I said, it always comes back to memories and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'll have to get. I remember. You know what I do remember. I went through a really bad breakup when that song about the boots with the fur came out, and so I always associated that song with apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Ken, you know what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
The people in the chat know exactly what I'm saying.
Name the artist.
Song. I don't know. I can look it up. But that song was like playing in. Was it Get Low? That song, I just remember that song being like played. I was in the back of a car getting broken up with while that song was blaring in the front seat, so the people in the front couldn't hear. So it was basically their way of giving us privacy. Yeah, Low by Flo Rida. Thank you.
Thank you, Flo Rida.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
I need to know more of this. Okay, what kind of car? What was the event? Were you heading to an event? Coming back from an event?
I can tell you exactly what kind of car it was. I think it was a 1986 Grand Am. It was a real piece of shit, let me tell you.
That's not a lot of room. That's a scrunched up car.
Nope. Yep. It was an 86. Yeah. It was an 86 Grand Am. Yeah, we were in the back because it didn't have back. Okay. It didn't have a back door because you had to get the seats down. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
May I ask how old you were?
I was a teenager.
Oh, were you a teenager in 1986? This is insane.
No. I'm not a time traveler, Ken. It was just see. This was back when like kids didn't all get like brand new fucking cars when they were 16 all the time. You know, you got your parents' hand-me-down beater that was 25 years old. That was, you know. But then again, I get it now because you know we need safe cars. There's crazy people out there. Old cars.
Look. I get it. If I was a parent, I want my kid to have a safe and reliable car. I don't want the car to break down.
Can't all afford Subarus.
I totally get it. Totally get it. But I also am of that generation too. My first car was a 1981 Ford Fairmont. That would break down. And man, that formed some character. I hate to sound like an old codger, like a back in my day, but it built character, Steve. It built character.
It was 2007, Ken.
Wow. 2007. Yeah, I was not in the back of a Trans Am getting broken up with. But that's fascinating. Okay, so I'm just trying to trace. I'm not trying to make you watch or listen to music, okay? You know how that doesn't work with me. DS9's never going to be seen by these eyes. It's never not going to happen. So I'm not going to force you to listen to music. But like even right before when you guys logged in and you were in the back end, I was listening to I'll Stand By You by the Pretenders, one of my favorite songs. And I just was soaking up the emotion. I can't live without that kind of emotion. Can't live without it.
I mean, I would love to. Look, I'm not like closed off to music. Like I'm not, Luke on the island just like never swearing off music forever. It's more of just music makes me sad. The good news is a lot of those things about music that made me sad, I'm in a better place than I was. So maybe it's just time for me to rediscover music. Ken, the only music I listen to is like Led Zeppelin, Elton John, and Dave Matthews. And Daft Punk. Like, and Daft Punk is like my modern thing. I like Daft Punk. I don't even
know. Can I be honest with you? I know of Daft Punk. I don't even know what they are because they're in Fortnite right now.
No.
And
I need to get it Fortnite. Holy shit, really?
Yeah, there's a whole thing. You go up to an obelisk.
Yeah.
And you enter in like a Daft Punk world.
That's amazing. Yeah, well, they're not of this world, Ken.
I realized when they entered Fortnite, I always thought I had an idea of what they were. I really don't know what they are.
Yeah, well, it's sad because they're broken up now. But supposedly they're never coming back. But yeah, they're interdimensional or intergalactic robots. Jerry the Cannon Joker says they're robots. All right, so big show tonight. So we got some calls lined up. We got some science real quick here soon because we're gonna have. I'm allotting all apologies to our professor. I got to bump her up a little bit because we got to leave a lot of room for these horror nerds. A lot of room, a lot of opinions. Lot of opinions. I love them. The horror nerds and the theater kids share a very, very big chunk of the Venn diagram.
Venn diagram. And now you could add into it I don't want to get on my SNL rant. I'm so upset at some of the new SNL cast member choices over the last couple of years. I'm so upset. I'm unreasonably, irrationally upset. And you just touched on it. With theater kids and horror nerds. Just people who shouldn't be on camera, who can't even act while they read cue cards. It's just driving me crazy. Big news of the day. We want to do our news story of the day.
Yeah.
I forgot to make sure that you had the information, but we talked about it in DM today. So I'll start right here. Can I just start right here, Steve, with the East Wing? The East Wing of the White House.
Your show, Ken. I have thoughts.
Okay, I'm gonna come clean on here. I want to hear everything about it. You got some scoops on who's involved. Yeah. This is, I won't call it a non-starter for me. I am less interested than other people. Is that okay?
That's totally okay. And I don't want to sound. I feel like I agree with you too much, Ken. I need to not agree with you so much to make the show more interesting. But I kind of agree with you on this because I'm like. Don't really give a shit about the East Wing of the White House in the grand scheme of things. I understand like the practical, the legal, whatever, what have you. But I'm not like, I didn't eat Thanksgiving dinner at the East Wing of the White House every year. I've never been there. I didn't tour it. It doesn't have like, I just remember there's like a picture of Obama and his dog like running down the hallway. And like, maybe there's a picture of like Jack Kennedy with someone, you know what I mean? Other than that, I wouldn't be able to pick the East Wing from the North Wing or the South Wing. The only wing I know is the West Wing because I watched it on TV. So
yes,
whatever. But $350 million for
yes. I want to acknowledge that. I don't think any of it's good. I'm not like meh on it. I'm not, don't fall for the Obama and put in a basketball. He took an existing tennis court and turned it into a basketball court. But there is a large history of presidents changing the White House. And I'm not, that's not this is all good. And I think a ballroom is just stupid. And it's emblematic of everything. So I'm not like don't have an opinion on it. I just, of all the things in the world, including nuking fishing boats in waters just because we think they might be on drugs or selling drugs, all those things going on, and let him build his ballroom. I'll move on to other things, is my thought. But it is also it involves NFL teams now.
Yes, so we can directly blame one more thing, Ken, on the New York Jets. And as a Dolphins fan, I'm sure you're totally on board with this. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers also have some answers that they need to come up with, as they were both teams, which basically means both owners. But both teams were listed in the release that came out of the donors who are contributing, along with Comcast, Apple, Google, Facebook, every conglomerate in the world that are contributing to the slush fund for the $350 million ballroom. Ken, you could build Coors Field again in 1995 for $350 million. That's the home of the Colorado Rockies.
Or as Addy pointed out, you can feed the homeless.
SNAP benefits are getting cut on November 1st, and Trump's press secretary today said his number one priority is the ballroom.
Yeah. So again, I don't have like a non-opinion on it. I'm just like of all on the depth chart. This is my Carson Wentz to JJ McCarthy, who's not playing tonight. So maybe that's not a great example. That's the Jeff Hostetler to the Phil Sims of the problems of the world for you early '90s football fans. Yeah. Okay. So the Jets, Buccaneers, because it's their owners. I have the New York Yankees. I'm surprised my Yankees didn't just build the whole thing. We'll pay for it.
In the limited reporting I did, those were the only two sports teams I saw on there. But yeah. So one more thing we can blame on the Jets.
Jerry the Cannon Junkie said, 0-7. Let's be real. Those cankles aren't doing anything but shuffling. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I agree. I really like Addy's comment. Building a ballroom while kids are starving and people can't afford healthcare is French Revolution level. Yeah, it's. I don't want to. I'm just like. I'm not going to, this is not my battle.
The building up is the issue. The sanctity of the tearing down is, I think, where we're wasting energy on stuff. And I think that's the part where they want the liberal screaming people to be all freaking out. Oh, you over emotionally liberals who you don't care about tearing this down. It's like, but they cared when we tore down Confederate statues, but whatever. That's a whole other thing. So we can erase some history, but not all history. I'm really confused, Ken. All I know is, like I said, SNAP benefits will be cut on November 1st. Oh, and now Donald Trump is saying our Medicaid and Medicare, you can just kiss that goodbye. So
kiss it goodbye.
Yeah. So we got money back. How does that work?
Oh yeah. How does that work? I think in California, I'm a little more protected. God bless Newsom and all those folks. He's
don't tell all you said that.
I don't like him either. But I also like him. That's another thing where I'm like, I just don't. Let him do his things. Just let him do his things. You
need someone with some teeth to bark.
You all clearly have never played hockey. He's our attack goon. He's our enforcer. Exactly. He's Marty McSorley. Just let him do the thing. Let him preen for the camera. Do his thing. But I was having some conversations this week about that, and I finally got my appointment with my doctor to start my what I hope is my ADHD journey. Finally got it. It's like 2 months from now. I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete that journey. So, anyways, I'll go dance in the ballroom. I'll dance in the ballroom.
You're not getting invited to the ballroom, Ken.
No. What if I become a Ground News affiliate?
You're going to have to. You have to put on like a Colbert-esque kind of facade and just hope no one finds any of the old stuff. That's all. Or not too old, but like recent. You know what I mean?
Last week's. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I did apply today, Steve. Thanks for that. I applied to finally be a Ground News affiliate. Or I can be a porter for Mike Lindell's My Pillow TV network or whoever that was today.
InfoWars actually just got Pentagon Press credentials too, so that's another one you can try.
Really?
Yep.
InfoWars is going to be in the White House press briefings.
Pentagon
briefings. Wow. That's like when influencers who just swing lightsabers get invited to all the events and are like, I love Star Wars. And okay. Wow. That's something. Okay. We want to take some calls?
We got to talk about something positive.
Yeah. You didn't sound confident. You didn't sound confident about that. Yeah, we're gonna do science in a second, but I want to take a call from the greatest librarian in LA County, my buddy Chris Kiefer. Let's see, did we get the right setup? What did I do? Oh, nope, I got the wrong one. That's the one I need to be on. I do this shit all the time. All right, Chris, you're on the air. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you, sir?
The beard's pretty shaggy.
Mine's been a little bit shaggy too. I had to try and clean it up a bit nice, but Steve sets a nice standard over there. So
He does.
Oh,
yeah,
He does with his one color, dark shaded beard versus my trifecta of age.
Ken and I might be beard twins. We're looking pretty. We might have to take a pic next time we grab lunch there.
We do. What's on your mind, buddy? What's your question?
I'm going to the Terragram Ballroom to see a concert this evening, and recently my wife and I had our little staycation, and we've done a lot of things in and around the LA area we've never done before. So I'm curious, is there any like quintessential Los Angeles thing that you've yet to do in all your time here? Is there any
Yeah, a lot. Unfortunately, a lot. Like I haven't even had dinner at Musso and Frank's.
Okay.
Joseph Scrimshaw and I are trying to make that happen. We actually had it planned one time, and then it was closed. It's the whole thing. I haven't been to Dan Tana's for some Italian food, but I have been to Doug Weston's Troubadour. I performed on Doug Weston's Troubadour.
That's right.
You know what's weird? I've never actually been inside Griffith Park or Griffith Observatory.
Okay.
I've been to the park. I've been up to it. Never went inside. It seems like that's a thing to do in LA, to just go out there and look off into the stars and dream.
I think it's free even. So
yeah. You're not helping my shame.
Okay, sorry.
You're not helping my shame.
Fantastic.
Like that, but like I love going to downtown LA occasionally. I love getting some food down there, some French dip at the place, Philippe's. I love Koreatown, Chinatown. I've been to all the towns. I love it all. I love it all. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Beach, pier. So I pulled off on the side of the road and sat under the moonlight with a lady at the beach in Santa Monica. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. No, don't worry, Steve. We broke up. Oh, you said ooh, like ooh?
I said ooh, like I'm rooting for you. Jeez.
It didn't work. We didn't laugh.
Wow. All right, well.
We didn't laugh. It was like 10 years ago. It was like 12 years ago. Yeah, okay, good. But yeah, no, I think about this often, Chris. I've been in town since 1998, and I spent many of those years as a shut-in. So there's a lot in this great town, because as I've said before, this is a great city. And I love this city, all of it, all the large, sprawling metropolis that this is. So there's things I still want to get to. Maybe you and I, over lunch, Chris, will make a list.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm starting to take some more midday Wednesdays off. So yeah, if there's stuff that you and I can both knock out on a Wednesday, let's make some plans for it.
It's a date. I'll meet you at Del Taco.
All right, sounds great. Have a great show, guys.
Thanks, Chris. Love that. In your neck of the woods, Steve, anything you'd like to do? You'll stroll into DC and go to the Exorcist steps or something like that?
I mean, I like the actual like memorial type thingies and all that, but like as far as like the historical stuff, there's a cool bar nearby. This sounds bad. There's a cool bar near Ford's Theater that I've gone to a few times.
The Hard Rock. Yeah, right? Or no,
it's not the Hard Rock. I don't know what it's called, but it's a little, whoa, okay, that might have gone over my head too. Sorry.
Pain
medication tonight, Ken.
Are you in pain?
Bad wing. Yeah, we got a
bad wing, huh? Oh, yeah. We're still dealing with that pec? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's bad, man. It's bad. Anyway.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Ford's, and then I like the zoo. That's actually like my favorite. That's like my spot to go to in DC. I love the zoo. The National Zoo is so cool.
I've been to the DC one. I do love the LA Zoo, and I always acknowledge not everyone loves zoos, and there's some good reasons we don't love zoos. I'm always trying to acknowledge that. But Science. I do love zoos, and I've been to the Chattanooga Zoo too as well. Been to a lot of zoos. Seattle Zoo as a kid. Oh, I love it. I love zoos. I love animals. San Diego. I've been to the Wild Kingdom. Been to San Diego Zoo. Okay. No.
I was big on the animals. I mean, SeaWorld's kind of faux pas now. I understand that, but my wife and I were talking about this yesterday. She was like, "Did you ever eat the Flintstone vitamins as a kid?" I was like, "No, I had the Shamu Flintstones."
Oh,
so they were the same thing, but they were just Shamu and all his friends.
Love that. Tully Quinn is a very important question. Why do so many people hate the Dodgers? Why do you think so many people hate the Dodgers?
But this is an easy one. Because they buy all the good players and then they win all the games. It's simple.
They're the third highest payroll, right?
Yeah, but that's because they do funny money stuff with like deferred money and all that jazz.
It's legal though.
Sure, but Like my Cincinnati Reds don't have $700 million to write an IOU to Ellie De La Cruz, which is why he will be a Dodger in a few years, or a Yankee.
Or a Yankee. Yes, he will.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Look, if it helps you, Tully,
I'm not saying it's unethical, but
yeah. I'm officially rooting for the Blue Jays because I totally forgot Don Mattingly is their hitting coach. My favorite Yankee who never got to the World Series is finally to the World Series as a hitting coach, and I'm rooting for the Blue Jays, which is hard as a Yankee fan. There you go. Tully's the same reasons hating the Yankees. Yeah, and look, as a Yankee fan, at the height of everyone saying we just buy our championships, which we lost all the years, we didn't win at all the years we were throwing money at players, I would always point out, I didn't know the other teams were a volunteer basis. I didn't know that. I didn't know that all the other teams just took weekend volunteers to play their games. But the Yankees, the only one buying the championship. But I know what people mean. I'm not dumb, Steve. I get it.
And with the Yankees, I mean, they got accused of that, but this is not trying to be a dig, but the Yankees spend a ton of money every year. They haven't won a million World Series in the last 25 years. I mean, they've won 2009, right? And that was it. Yeah.
That's it. Going back before that was 2000.
Right.
And our 01 and 03 teams were starting to show the cracks of too much money and not enough chemistry. Mm-hmm. Speaking of chemistry, that's a scientific thing, producer.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Did you like what I did there?
I see what this is.
Did you like what I did there? Yeah. It's time for our weekly science segment that we love so much from Dr. Addie. Let me make sure she's not suddenly caught unawares with a camera shot. I've got to label these better. That's the problem. None of these have labels. They just have little tiny little peoples, like almost like you're playing the game of Sorry. And so I'm like, which one is the one that I got it set up here? But Dr. Addie's here.
Dr. Addie will tell you how important labels are for sure.
That's true. Dr. Addie, what are we covering this week? Also, hi, how are you?
I can't grow a depression beard, Ken. But,
okay. But you'd like to. What is you're a little down this week, I gather.
Yeah.
So what's the equivalent? What's the equivalent? Bathrobe? Public wearing a bathrobe, which I have done. Not this week, but
not washing my hair.
Okay. But to like a noticeable level, because I know.
No, I never let it get to a noticeable level.
Oh, okay.
I work very hard to make sure no one knows anything is wrong.
Oh, yeah, that's the best thing, when you just suppress it all to the point where you can't get the help and support you need. I've been there.
It's fantastic.
I've been there. Well, you can get the help and support you need right here. So everyone in chat, type one thing that you love about Dr. Addie being here.
Oh, that's unnecessary.
Maybe, but we're doing it. You can't turn back. So while we're gathering those comments, I do want to know what's going on with Mold Day, because you mentioned this in science, and I got all excited, expecting little furry creatures with teeth, and it's not that. It's something else, and I'm even more intrigued.
Happy Mold Day! So today is 10/23, one of two celebrated mole days on the calendar.
Okay.
Moles are a fundamental unit of counting in science, especially in chemistry. You know how like 12, if you have 12 things, it's a dozen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for scientists, atoms and molecules are really, really small, Ken.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And
so counting them on like an individual level is entirely impractical. Like, it's really impractical for me to tell my students to go to the balance and weigh out 12 atoms of something.
Sure. I wouldn't even know where to begin. So
just like a dozen, we have in science, we have the mole. And it comes, the word mole has absolutely nothing to do with the furry creature. It comes from the Latin word for mass, because it has to do with an amount of something.
So can I ask can I pause there for one dumb guy at the bar question? we have moles, and then we have moles on skin, and we have the little cute little creatures, and then we have the. Could they have decided to name it something else? I sound like Fred Willard in Best in Show.
Probably, but we scientists don't like to make anything easy. I frequently complain to my students that there's 26 letters in the alphabet, 50 if you include the Greek alphabet, which scientists are very fond of using. But we reuse the same letters over and over again for things. There's like 3 different things that K stands for, depending on whether it's upper or lowercase. We really like the letter M for things. So could we have picked another word? Yes. Would we have been us if we did? No.
That's a good answer. No, Aston answered there, and Brady's asking, is this the same mole as a molecule?
Molecule.
So we call it mol. So we call it mol. That's fascinating. All right, I cut you off, but continue with. Let me get the graphic back up about why it's important to celebrate this.
So I don't know that it's important to celebrate it. It's just we don't have a lot of holidays in science, so we like to make them up.
I mean, that was important enough to make this one up.
So 1 mole is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. So that is 6 with 23 zeros after it.
That's a lot.
And like I said, it helps make counting atoms more manageable. If you look at the picture on your screen, every chemical element has a different what we call molar mass. The mass of that element that is equal to 1 mole is different depending on what it is. So like 12 grams of carbon is a mole, but 63.5 grams of copper is also a mole.
I mean,
because that is, in both of those cases, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of those things weigh that much.
We need to think of funny mole conversions.
Is that what I'm seeing on the screen here in their picture? That is all the different measurements.
That is all the different, those are different chemical elements. That is 1 mole of them.
1 mole of them each. Okay.
Yeah.
Got a little copper wire all curled up there, all cute like a mole.
To take this to a macroscopic level instead of a microscopic level.
Please, that's what Steve was waiting for.
1 mole of eggs would cover the Earth to a depth of 60 miles.
What?
That's incredible.
Wait,
that's a lot.
So, like, I had a 3-egg breakfast today over at Coral Cafe. 1 mole of eggs, we'd go to the core. We'd go to hell, where hell is. Hell is down there. That's where hell is. There's a door outside Cleveland, and you get down there.
Can I just put up a list of mole conversions? A mole of donuts would, like Addie said, would cover the Earth with only 5 miles deep. 1 mole of moles, like the animal, would weigh more than the moon.
That's what I needed to hear, Steve. Yeah. So.
But most importantly, Steve, what do you call 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd avocados?
Is this a trick question? Was I supposed to know that from the previous slide? Because I was definitely on my Game Boy. This is bringing me back to Sister Margaret hitting me in the back of the neck when I was playing Pokemon Red when I should have been copying Bible verses.
How dare you be a left-handed person?
A guacamole.
Okay. All right. Can we? All right. She's out of here. Is she out of here? All right. I love that. Narcolepsy met you there too. Guacamole.
To be fair, Trader Joe's met me there a couple years ago.
Did they?
So the man credited with the mole is a man named Amadeo Avogadro. We frequently refer to it as Avogadro's number. They put his picture of guacamole packaging at Trader Joe's.
God, I love Trader Joe's. Goddamn Trader Joe's. That's amazing. Let me ask you, Addie, if you had told that joke at a science convention, how many free drinks would you get in the hotel lobby bar afterwards?
My students roll their eyes at me.
I mean, as they should, but also they shouldn't.
We had chips and guacamole at school today in celebration of Mole Day. As I said, this is one of 2 Mole Days that we celebrate every year because it is 10/23. which is
Okay.
10 to the 23rd. Some
Obviously.
people also celebrate on 6/2.
It's very close to 6/7. I don't know about that.
But this is why no one's going to take you scientists seriously, because you can't you pick on a day. There's like 4 different days that are National Donut Day. You know what I mean? Like pick a you got to settle this. Like it's
Well, it's not like Pi Day.
Well, pick a lane.
March 14th, right?
I personally endorse the 10/23 because I think it makes more sense.
Is this like a Europe thing since they like do the
Backwards.
month? Yeah, they do the day first and the month or whatever.
And don't you, any of you UKers, say that you're right, we're wrong.
I also take my samples in lab that way, so I have no dog in this fight.
Well, that might be because, you don't want to mess things up in the science of it all. All right, this is great. This is fascinating. This is fascinating stuff. So what's the final lesson here, Addie, on why we should all celebrate Mole Day?
Because we need a little bit of joy in the world, Ken. And what is more joyous than a furry animal that digs holes in your backyard?
I mean, yes. Not the holes, but also the scientific measurement. This is fascinating stuff. I'm thinking about those eggs. Addie, as always, thank you. But I
hate it because they hate doing the math. But anyway.
Well, I get it. Before I let you go, you're not going to go until Eli says month day is correct. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, that's what I agree. I agree with that. All right, here you go. Addie classes up the joint. Jared says you always class up the joint.
I'm going to leave.
Addie, I love your baking posts on the Discord, says Brady. Serenity Jane, Addie is cool and loves Padme. Addie's bread baking. You're very popular in the bread baking community. And Chris Kiefer saying she's insightful. So there you go, Addie. There is absolutely all those things to celebrate about yourself there. And even though you're having a bad week, we all have them. You need to listen to that, not the depression. Listen to those comments. Maybe not Steve's. Now listen to Steve.
I appreciate that, guys. I'm gonna go play with my wicked Polly Pocket that my therapist made me buy yesterday.
Wait, now come again?
Do you remember? Does anyone? No, probably not, because I'm surrounded, as you pointed out on Monday's show, Ken. I'm surrounded by men.
Mm-hmm. We needed you on that episode.
Polly Pocket.
I don't remember them, but for the last 8 years, someone in my life absolutely loved Polly Pockets, so I'm aware of Polly Pockets.
Yes, and I'm not talking about what she became, because she became like a 4-inch figure. I'm talking about the old school compacts where she's like yes, Steve. Exactly.
Steve coming in hot with the Polly Pocket photos.
I had so many bins of them under my bed as a child. I had an entire village of Polly Pockets.
Polly Pockets.
They made a wicked one.
Okay. So your therapist said this is needed.
She said I had to go back.
Okay. I like that. Tully's right. Girls had Polly Pockets and boys had Micro Machines.
Yeah, same concept. Two small choking hazards for children. Absolutely fantastic.
Love it. Addie, go play with that wicked thing. You deserve it. We appreciate you, all right?
Of course. I'm looking forward to the horror. No one took my suggestions.
No one did? Okay. Well,
I would like to submit to the court the Sanderson sisters.
I don't even know. Okay.
From Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
Interesting.
And the aliens from Signs.
Okay. Oh. It's so okay. We're gonna get into it. All right. Let's see where this goes, Addie.
I'm gonna watch Thursday Night Football in the background. Bye,
Love
guys.
it. Me too. We had Wiley was in there, but I think Wiley couldn't stay. All right. So Steve, I got calls lined up, but I kind of think these folks. Brady, what do you want to talk about? Put in the private chat because I think the two people in the queue for the call want to jump into the business meeting and yell at us, Steve. And I just want to make sure.
Oh, geez. Okay. I imagine Brady wants to talk about Cash Patel's greatest day of Cash Patel's career so far, and that he, in the whole NBA scandal. But Cash Patel, this investigation. This is like Barry Sanders ran it 99 yards, and then at the 1 yard line gave it to Tony Page. Yeah, and exactly. Also making it like the biggest deal ever. They talked about this as like the big insider. This is the insider trading of the NBA, and it's just like yeah, it's anyway. I have notes.
It will get to yeah. So Brady wants to jump into that or have a call about that. All right, so let's get into Steve. We have you've done amazing work and you corralled a bunch of greased pigs and got it all in order.
To be fair, the greased pigs, as you referred to them, had a conference call of their own without my input at all whatsoever. I simply gave them a template from which to work with, and they came back with the Congress came back with a document which I have signed and approved to push forward.
So, for context, for those that might be jumping in, welcome to the Blathering Live, by the way. Hey, give the video a like and leave a nice comment if you're watching later on. Let me know that if you're watching later on. Also, on October 30th, which is All Hallows Eve. All Hallow, you know it. It's the day before Halloween. Let me stop being fancy. We are going to have, in one night, and I'm going to try to get some special guest commentators to pop in and out. We are going to figure out who the best horror villain of all time is with a Blather Bracket one-night event. So that's where we're going. I'm going to bring up the list, Steve, and then you're going to kind of explain how we're going to get through it on that night. Yeah, kind of.
Excellent.
Yeah,
sure.
All right.
Yeah, we got this.
So for the audio listeners, I'll read this. We got 4 regions now. Is that correct, Steve? 4 regions.
That is correct. 4 regions, 32 villains to choose from. 8 seeds apiece. These were seeded by our horror, the Blather horror community. There's the horror hose that you have had on the show. These are the horror whores, Ken. That's what they told me. Yeah, that's what they said they want to be called. So that's all the theater kids that love the horror. So this is what they've come up with. So I'm going to let them talk about kind of the meat and potatoes of the actual stuff here, because I'm not going to pretend to know any of this as far as like content wise. But how is this going to work?
How's it going to work?
Like you said, big show. We're going to go through each matchup on that day using said graphic. And instead of doing Google Forms and all that heavy lifting stuff, we're going to have you guys pop off in chat as we're talking about each matchup. So, if we're looking at Jason Voorhees against the well, that's a little tough because it's all the way in the top. But okay, Bruce from Jaws against Chucky in the top left there, a 2 seed against a 7 seed. Well, as we're talking about that matchup, people are going to be spamming 2 or 7 in the chat, and whichever one. We're going to do mass voting, simple democracy. Whichever one has more votes in the chat will be the one that moves on.
Yeah, we could run well, if we got people watching on
polls
Twitch.
If we need to, but
we can do YouTube polls,
we
but
can
also
aggregate things.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton of people watching live on Twitch, but occasionally we have 2 or 3 hanging in there. I have one there right now, so if you're watching on Twitch, let me know. All right, so let me just run through this, and then you can explain it a little bit more. We got the Crystal Lake region. Jason Voorhees, the Beast from Poltergeist, Bruce from Jaws. I'm still a weird one for me. Chucky, Return of the Living Dead, which is that the guy's name? Return.
I guess the villain is like the zombies or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
They'll
okay.
have to explain that.
Samara, who's not Samara Weaving, Hugo Weaving's niece, Samara from The Ring, Leatherface, and Blair Witch. Then in the Springwood region, great suburban community to live into, gated. They have a security guard at the front gate. And segregation is still in place. Freddy and Grabber, Dracula, Art the Clown, Pinhead, Train to Busan. The hell is that, Steve?
We're going to find out, Ken. I'm excited.
Hannibal and The Thing. All right, in the Haddonfield region, sounds like a country western song. We got Michael from Halloween, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Wolfman, Kyoko from The Grudge, Annie Wilkes, Jennifer's Body, Jigsaw and Candyman. I don't understand anything that's happening. I love this. Ghostface region. We got Ghostface. Well, Ghostface is going to win the Ghostface region. Dr. Richard Benjamin Vannicut. Why should I don't know this? Xenomorph, Pearl, Mia Goth, Gremlins, which is a nice Christmas movie. Valak, and then Pazuzu, Reagan from The Exorcist. Every demon's named Zuzu or Pazuzu or Razuzu. And then Patrick Bateman. That's a lot. Well, yeah, okay. That's a lot. Okay. All right. So that's how we're going to get through it.
Yeah, and I pull up the graphic. Can you pull up the graphic one more time, just really quickly?
Yep.
I apologize.
I can. No,
I was going to say,
don't apologize for this.
For in the 8 seed in the Ghostface region, Dr. Richard Benjamin Vannicut. I had no idea who that was, Ken. So when I was typing it out, I just put Dr. Dickie Ben Vannicut. And then as just for short, because it was a long name to put in the thing. And then I was like, oh, you know what? No, that's probably going to be even more confusing than the guy's actual name. So I didn't go there. And then I didn't know if Pazuzu Reagan for The Exorcist, I didn't know if that was Jared just making a Ronald Reagan joke or if or if Reagan is just like actually the person's name in The Exorcist. I haven't seen Exorcist in a long time. So this is
I've
all
never
taking
seen.
Jared for. He sent me a picture of like chicken scratch on a piece of paper. Jared, you have beautiful handwriting, but he sent me a piece of paper like, and that's what this came off of. So
This is
Ramblings
great.
of a Madman.
Let's bring these two clowns in here. Jared, the Thai pilot, Detective McCarcel. How you doing, friends?
Fucking love both of you. All right.
Okay.
The internet does not deserve you two.
Apparently it agrees with you. Okay. So, Michael, Jared, how did you come to this finality here?
So I initially, at 5 a.m, opening up my store in a drunken stupor, made a list of what was it, like 52 or 54, and then we worked it down from that. Brady was in on that call.
Okay.
Who the hell else do we have? James in that call.
Yeah.
Wait, you actually had hold time out. You actually had a call?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Discord perk.
Yeah,
Wow.
we used the Discord's voice channel.
Okay. I love this. This is amazing.
But,
okay.
yeah.
So y'all had a business call.
Yep. So, and then we willed it down to this.
Okay.
And then me and the detective went through and seeded it all individually. First thing we get to scream at Steve about, because we love Steve. It's not, if you go back in our notes, it's not the Spring Ghostface division. It is the name of the town. Yeah,
Woodsboro. Okay.
What?
That might make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. We'll work on it. Well, okay, you know, look, Steve's paycheck is very small.
So,
very,
so the joke was, Steve, each region is the hometown of the number one seed.
that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. That makes Freddie.
Oh,
from
I
Springwood-
missed that. Yeah, I
Crystal
totally
Lakes.
missed that. He's right. It's
Okay.
it totally says Woodsboro. That's on me.
All right,
I
that's
apologize.
fine. Steve's not perfect. We've known that. For a
I
while.
fuck up a lot. I tend to fuck up a lot on these things, don't I?
Okay, so all right, so we're happy. Detective McCarcel, we happy with this list right now? It's you whittled down a lot.
Admittedly, I was pretty heavy-handed with some of it. I just off the bat said, just cut the animal tier. Because it was
Cut the animal tier. No animals. No
it was like-
Cujo.
yeah, it
no
took all that
ghoulies.
off.
Bruce.
We kept him because out of respect for the movie itself. Like I don't.
And we're saying Wolfman is more man than wolf.
He is more.
So in the initial list of
Fuck if I know.
50 something, I had 8 different categories. And Wolfman was under the beasts, and Bruce was in the animals. So we decided that if we're gonna cut the animals completely, at least keep the main man himself, who kept people literally out of the water for a whole summer. So respect.
Okay, I mean, yeah, okay. I'm not fighting it. I just yeah.
I tend to.
I've got no dog in
Tend
this
to be
fight.
on the. I don't
Including-
think the animals are evil. Cujo's
including
not
Cujo.
evil. He's just
He has rabies.
could have been raised better.
Favorite horror dog is the black German Shepherd from The Omen.
That's a good
mine
one.
is-
That's a
mine
fine
is-
take.
Mine
Yeah.
is Francis. Okay, so Steve, we're gonna settle this in one night.
Yes.
We're working out the logistics. I'm working on getting some special guests. I'm trying to get the horror hose maybe pop back in. I'm trying to get Christian Ruvacampa from Wanger team. I'm trying to do all that. So this is going to be a large undertaking. I'm excited for this. Jared and Michael, are you prepared to let fate take its course here with the voting?
Hey, look! I can only put my thumb on the scale so much.
Are you gonna campaign? Is there more phone calls? Are you gonna try to get the votes? Are you APACing the shit out of this? What are we doing?
You know, I didn't even
Grassroots,
think of
baby,
that.
Grassroots.
But yeah, no, I think the campaign for my favorite will begin as well. That's going to be a good option.
Okay, break it down. Okay, we're gonna do some. I got about 15 minutes to sports. Tully's right. Those wangers never visit, and you should jump into the wanger show and tell them they're cowards. They never pop over here. All right, Steve. Yeah.
So picking the villains and the seeding isn't good enough. Now they also need to put their thumb on the scale for what this is not like. I mean, this is democracy in 2025. What am I saying? Sorry. Go ahead.
Jared does want to build a ballroom. All right, here we're gonna do a little bit of.
Tell you what, we'll you know, Steve's got a point. We'll say that. I won't put my finger on the scale as he says. What I will help you do is any of those questions as your lovely commentary as you read down of who's and what's.
Okay. The only one I want to know. Okay. And then we're going to do, in the time we have left here, we're going to focus this. And I want you and Michael to preview each region. Okay. So get that ready. Think on the fly here. Steve and I will guide you through it. But we'll maybe have some music. But the only thing I need to know is who the fuck is Dr. Dick Ben Vanica?
So
13
Dickie
Ghosts.
Ben.
He's the surgeon doctor. He's the surgeon ghost.
House on Haunted Hill.
The House on Haunted Hill.
Right.
Okay.
We've
I
got,
think I watched that with my eyes closed.
I
Okay.
thought that was a Taylor Swift song.
It is.
we
It is.
Oh,
It is.
Lord.
All right.
Who we had from 13
Oh, you got
Ghosts.
the music. Perfect.
Let's do this. All right. Jared, Detective McCarcel, take us through the Crystal Lake region.
Start us off, Mike.
First off, we've got the one, the only, the mama's boy himself, Jason Voorhees, versus the beast from Poltergeist. Fucking houses into backyards and whatnot.
So I got the list. We don't need to do the list here. Who's your favorite, Michael? Who do you think could take down the 1 seed? What's potential upsets? Run me through the odds here.
In Crystal Lake, I'd say the best shot at taking down Jason is probably going to be Bruce, just because Bruce has been around longer, hasn't been in as many movies, but his one important movie is kind of one of the most important movies of all time.
Okay.
And as we start talking about matchups here, I want to make one thing clear, or I guess really we have to decide on this: is what constitute victory? Are we just talking favorites here, or is this battle royale? Is this just like who wins in a fight? Like, is this just, you know what I mean? Are we doing it like the movie scene bracket? Exactly. Is it the movie scene bracket where we're just betting and voting on the heart, or is it like if Jason Voorhees and the Poltergeist fought each other, who's going to win, kind of thing?
I think it's just I think a favorite
was just kind of
okay. Fair enough. I just want to make sure the people know what they're voting on. That's all.
Yeah. I think it's not so much the fights, and it is the characters in pop culture. What's their legacy, their impact, then,
Excellent.
now, forever. I think it's that kind of stuff there.
Got it.
But all right, so you're saying potentially, Michael, that Bruce from Jaws might pull off the upset, but I got, Serenity Jane points out, I hate that bitch from The Ring, scare me to death. So Samara Weaving is not. What do you think of their? It's not Samara Weaving. Okay. Detective McCarcel, what do you think? What do you think about that statement? And who might be an underdog that will surprise people?
It is a fair assessment, and I would admit that Samara is probably more scary individually than any of the single zombies from the Return of the Living Dead. We kind of just went with that movie as a whole because it's a lot of the zombie iconography a lot of people think of with like the brain eating and stuff like that mostly comes from that movie. So still the very slow rotting corpses, but that's where the brain eating really got big as far as pop culture is concerned.
Okay. Love that. Jared, your thoughts on the Crystal Lake region? Potential underdogs, surprises, or will the favorite take it?
I agree with the detective that Bruce versus Jason is a very likely matchup of bloodshed, but the upsets I think could very well be Samara or Blair Witch. Pretty recent stuff as far as the audience would remember that and whatnot. Again, you've already got people going, Samara scared the shit out of them. So I think there could be surprise, late round seeding going on there.
All right. Never sleep on a 5 seed, says producer Steve. Next up, Springwood region. Freddie, Grabber, Dracula, Art the Clown, Pinhead, Train to Busan. Am I saying that right, Jared?
Yes.
Hannibal the Thing. Jared, favorite here, underdog, things to look out for.
This is going to be an interesting one. So Train to Busan, like Return, is a style of zombie in general, and plus we wanted to make sure we had some international representation going on the list as well. So tell you, fine zombie movie from Korea.
By the way, this completely sounds like your Discord phone call was Bart and Milhouse in the treehouse in an early episode of The Simpsons. We're through the looking glass here, people. Okay. David Mackay points out in the Crystal Lake region, going back to that Samara and Blair Witch are big for millennials. Good point. All right. So continue, Jared, on this round here, then we'll go to Michael.
But
I just imagine Brady reading the Robert's Rules of Meetings like at the beginning.
But I think right off the top that the favorite is Freddy, but I think the grabber, the villain from the Black Phone 1 and 2, I think has a great shot. Both his movies were well received, very recent movies, have gotten a lot of praise and excuse me, accredited press and whatnot. Just not are bloody disgusting and shit like that. So I think that's going to be a fun first rounder to watch.
All right. Love that. Love that. Detective McCarcel, Springwood region, favorites, underdogs, things to watch out for.
Steve's right. The 5 seed in this one has a strong shot of beating Hannibal.
The Thing.
The Thing, yeah. Has a strong shot. I am pretty biased towards Train to Busan. That's not just one of my favorite horror movies, but it's an incredible movie just outside of that. But the zombies in that one, I really love the way they kind of play with the almost not necessarily hive mind of zombies, but they all work as a pack, and they also have very unique traits compared to other zombie movies. And I think that just that movie being as great as it is might give it enough to take down Pinhead. That's going to also depend on how many people have actually seen that movie in our audience.
That's good. Yeah, I might have to recuse myself here. All right. Next up, Haddonfield region. Haddonfield, named after Michael from Halloween. What's kind of the overall vibe for this region? I get the Crystal Lake, I get the Springwood, but what brings these 8 characters together, Jared?
Again, Haddonfield just being Michael's hometown, number 1 seed, gets home turf. But this one gets some interesting characters in there with your killer clowns from outer space, a fabulous B movie with aliens that look like clowns that turn people into giant cotton candy. So, of course. Jennifer's Body is the character Jennifer, who is a possessed person in it. So technically not her fault, but at the same time, it's not like she's fighting it.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Is that who's play? Is that what's her name?
Yes, that's Megan Fox's.
Megan Fox. Okay, that's just my frame of reference there. Don't you say anything, Steve. Okay.
She seems like a nice lady.
Seems very
but
nice.
I think the upset might going here would probably be Kayako from The Grudge against our number 2 seed Wolfman. Wolfman's got the classic vibe coming from the Universal monsters to a lot of great werewolf stuff throughout the years. But again, the millennial generation, man, I don't know.
Well, Wolfman might pull, folks wanted a little bit more of the classics in there. Tully's asking where some Hitchcock villains are. So the Wolfman might carry that kind of vote. He might be the classic vote there. So we'll see. Annie Wilkes, that's outside the box one. I like that there, too. Okay. Michael McCarcel, your thoughts on the Haddonfield region?
I think for all of our regions, we tried to get some interesting matchups, but I think this one has the greatest absurdity to each of the matchups.
Okay.
Especially with our 1 to 8, those couldn't be more different.
Does Killer Clowns from Outer Space have a fighter's puncher's chance to win here?
No, not at all. But
all right, so they're the Miami Dolphins of this seeding. Okay, I got it. I got you. Okay.
I do admittedly think the rest of the underdogs in this one do stand a pretty decent shot.
Okay, who's your one big underdog in this one?
4-5's a toss-up. I would wager not as many people have seen Misery as they have Jennifer's Body, but
wow, just accused everyone of being thirsty horn dogs.
I think at least enough people are probably familiar with that one scene from Misery.
Sure.
But, okay. Again, Kayako from The Grudge, also much more modern than Wolfman. Wolfman hasn't had, let's be honest, that many good movies especially in the last.
But is it Laserbolt posting from his secret Forest Meets cave wants to remind us we're voting on the villain, not the movie. I know the movies are going to factor into it, but saying, Wolfman hasn't gotten to the Super Bowl, he's not the Dan Marino of the vote. You're voting on the character, right?
For some of them, like Wolfman, Dracula, and a number of these, we kind of went into it with the idea of whatever
Gotcha.
you see as the quintessential version of that character, vote for that.
Vote
If
for
it's
that.
Wolfman,
I like that.
If it's the classic one, if it's Dracula, if it's the if it's just any version, like, hey, I've got a soft spot for the one from the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing movie. That movie is not good, but man, is it fun.
But you like it.
And that Dracula is hamming it up the whole time.
Okay. Love that. All right. Finally, we got the Ghostface region. This is where Dr. Dick Ben Vannicut is residing. We got Ghostface, Xenomorph, Mia Goth, who plays a character named Pearl, Gremlins, Valak, Detective McCarcel. Who's Valak?
One of the demons from the Conjuring movies.
Got it. Okay. Got it. And then, so there's two demons running around in this bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Addie asks a fair question. Does performance quality go into this?
I mean, it's all on how you would want to vote for it. Because,
okay. All right.
I mean, like she says, Kathy Bates can't be beat.
I mean, that's fair.
It's just, she puts a lot into Annie Wilkes. That's a very terrifying, real situation that you don't want to be caught up in.
And it's only getting more real as we go along with society.
Yeah. No, I gotta tell you, this is why I'm not gonna go hang out at Steve's house. All right.
What do you say fuck me for?
Detective McCarcel, favorites, underdogs. Wrap this up here for Ghostface region for you.
I'm big on the Xenomorph. Real sucker for the Xenomorph. I'm personally a little sad we left out the Predator because I prefer that, but Predator hasn't been in as many horror movies, and it's mostly action movies.
And you all consider Alien a horror film?
Especially
the original one is more of a haunted house film than anything. Sorry,
but
sure.
I think there's more horror to be associated with the
Fincher's
classic horror tropes considered with most of the Alien movies.
I get it. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying it. I get it. I would not. It would. It's an interesting pick, but you are so have such conviction that we're going with this. The Ghostface region there. Jared, take us home on your thoughts for this region here.
This is going to be an interesting one. I think our number 1 and number 2 seeds for this one are going to have strong performances. As Steve likes to remind us, though, I feel like that 4 and 5 is going to be a very tight race. The Exorcist being a very formidable horror movie. Yep. But American Psycho having its very dedicated fans with that performance, and Patrick Bateman just being so ridiculously crazy in it.
Okay. All right. I like it. I think Bateman's going to go down, but it's hard to tell. All right, you boys have put a lot of great work in this. And of course, producer Steve wrangling the cats in a bag there. Really appreciate it. So October 30th, 5 o'clock show, about 5:15, we'll get into it. Osvetnik says this is all fantastic. Here's my call to action for all of you out there. We're going to put this photo file in the Discord. Post the shit out of this, okay? Post the shit. I will make the link early. I'll make it this weekend. And let's get, I want a lot of folks. This is a chance to get some new voices in here, to get some people to swing by, get some people to yell at us, get some people to call us cucks, whatever. Doesn't matter. Let's get some people here to vote on this. You guys have put some work in this. The Blather brackets are really fun. They're one of the things that helped elevate the show early on in its run. Now it's something to take us over the top. Let's get a lot of folks in here. I need a street team. You know what I mean, Steve? The old radio days, we had street teams. So I'm gonna put you all, not put you all on. I was gonna say blast. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to put a call to action for a call to action. You know what I mean, Jared?
I gotcha. Actually, I've got a fun little compliment before I let you go as well.
All right, but Steve can't. Don't give him too much.
No. This one's for you, Ken. So when I was at the grocery store earlier, I put my own little call to action of what dip I need with my chip tonight, either ranch or French onion. So I texted you. I texted a group channel, which includes Brady, Steve, and Addie. And I texted my girlfriend. You, good sir, responded the fastest out of everyone. You beat the girlfriend by about 30 seconds.
Who loves you, baby? Who loves you, baby?
And you picked right. French onion is
French onion. All right. All right, appreciate that. Detective Acarso, any food advice I can give you?
That you can give me?
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, I know how to season my food. I got this. I
Wow.
appreciate you.
Okay.
I respect you.
Okay. Look at that. He just
Love
said,
you,
"Get out of
man.
here." He said, "Get out of
But
here, white man." Okay. All right.
I season my food like a good Cajun boy. I got
That's
this.
true. That's true. That's true. All right. There you go, Jared, Detective Carson. We appreciate you.
Always. You guys stay safe.
Was
All
blast.
right.
See
A
y'all.
lot of fun. A lot of fun. There you go. 898 for him says I never had the dips. Does 898 for him live in like a windowless dorm room with just no paintings on the wall? We got to take this kid out, Steve. We got to take this kid out on the town to get French dip sandwiches and something for your chips.
There's no French dip and sandwiches on the city bus, Ken.
God bless him. Laserbolt says this show needs a Larry Bud Melman like Letterman. We do. We have one. It's Jerry the Cannon Junkie, but he unfortunately has to go. Not unfortunately. You all should watch the Bombad cast after. But there you go. All right. Let's transition a little bit into sports. That's right. This is Steve. How do you feel about we're about to do our NFL betting picks segment while also talking about a big betting scandal in sports. Where are you at with that morally?
Yeah, well, we've always said on this show, Ken, gambling is bad. Don't bet. We only talk about betting for entertainment purposes, and
that's true.
You know what I mean? We've always said that. If we Ken, you're so good at this. If we were gambling for money, we'd be living high on the hog, no problem.
I mean, as I struggle to make ends meet, I'm like, maybe I should have just gambled.
I mean, don't look at your record last year because you were on a heater for a few weeks last year.
It was okay.
But yeah, no, I think it's interesting that that the administration, the FBI, thought that this was. They're really just shouting this from the rooftops, like, we got them, sir. We got the bad guys at the NBA that are playing poker with the mob, which is what Chauncey Billups was doing. And I have some great info on that, so we'll get to that in a second.
I want to set the table. Yep.
Yeah. So Chauncey Billups, the coach of the Portland Trailblazers, was a Hall of Fame point guard for a long time. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. Was on the Detroit Pistons, who beat Brady's Lakers in the NBA Finals. I think when Brady might have been learning to walk at that time. And then the second half of it was Terry Rozier, who is a player for the Miami Heat. And he was accused of basically sharing information, basically saying, hey, I'm going to hurt my ankle in the first quarter, bet all my unders. And then he went out of the game with an ankle injury in the first half, and all of his unders cashed for, $13,000, $15,000, whatever it is. So these are two separate cases that are kind of fall under the illegal gambling umbrella. But the Rozier and the Billups things aren't connected specifically together.
Right, which is when I read about it a little bit more. And look, my overall vibe on it too. It's like I'm trying to have fun with it, but picking NFL teams and talking about lines, that's been in play since CBS NFL Today started, and it's all part of the thing. And for me, I'm not putting money on it. You're a millionaire now, but I think it's one of those things. Like, I'm happy to live in two worlds, which is like, you can have fun, you can place a bet. Betting's a lot easy now. Things have changed a little bit. That's kind of how things happen. 30 years ago, not only were you not betting publicly, you also weren't, smoking the devil's lettuce lest you go to hell. So, like, things change over the years. And I think I've never had that much of a problem. But I think everyone's talking today about, like, ESPN had their show, and Mike Greenberg, the host, and, like, while they're talking about this, they had the Bet ESPN spot underneath it, and then was, like, quietly removed. And it gives the aura of you all had something to do with this, and now the bricks are starting to come out of the wall here because we got two players for the Cleveland Guardians currently suspended pending investigation. There was some. I'm not going to be surprised if there's more in baseball. I'm not going to call out the players' names because I don't know. It's just not right. But, like, there were some clips going around late in the season of, was this player throwing the game? Like, this stuff that's going on was really weird. And I wouldn't be surprised if more comes out of it. So overall, it's just it's a complicated world. Yeah. But I also think this, it's not the end of the world. And also, Kash Patel, this was a long investigation that probably already been started. So now you get to come in here and go, like, I took it over the finish line.
Right. And it is, yes, I think here's the thing. So sports gambling has been around since sports have started, whether it was illegal or illegal. I don't think that the legalization of sports gambling has been a net negative necessarily, just from the fact that if there are laws around it, you can regulate it. You can make sure that when there are bad things happening, like what we're seeing potentially with, because again, all these things are still under investigation. We don't know who's guilty and who's not.
Right.
But you have the opportunity to keep stuff above water. Whereas when it's just a black market, there are no barrier, there are no nets, there are no ways to do anything. There aren't resources that our tax money pays for to help people with stuff, right? So, but don't get me wrong, I hate the gambling ads just as much as everybody else.
Right.
And I think the ESPN bet thing is the weirdest part of all of it, just because ESPN, at least when I was a kid, was somewhat of a news organization. They were always about entertainment, but ESPN had real journalists that talked about things. And Mike Greenberg sounded like a corporate stooge who had like a water gun pointed to his head off set today when he was talking about all this stuff, because that dude's been in a ton of ESPN bet ads. You know what I mean? He has all sorts of and we went from 10 years ago, it was like faux pas to talk about Brent Musburger famously would like half talk about the lines, or like when someone kicked a field goal at the end of a game, he'd be like, oh, well, there's some people in Vegas that aren't so happy about that. And he'd get like in trouble for it. Yeah. He'd catch shit for it. And now they come out of the DraftKings halftime report and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's just,
And I do feel weird about it, even though I think you could live in all these worlds. But it's also because ESPN aren't they invested in some of the league stuff now too? And it's all kind of a
ESPN,
mishmash.
Right? And NFL have a 10% stake of someone somewhere. So and going, my old pal June Lee was talking about this again. I highly recommend you guys follow June Lee if you're a sports fan. He is wonderful. I'd love to hopefully get him on the show at some point. Big Star Wars fan too, but. It is. He had mentioned it, and it's true. Like we have professional sports teams in Las Vegas. That was always a no-no. Like absolutely not. I mean, are you going to put a team there in the capital of gambling in our country? And now we have, now soon once the A's get there, 4 major teams, right? 4, at least 3. 3. It's not just. It's not even just expansion teams, dude. It's the Raiders. Like that's a legacy NFL franchise. Yeah. Like that's a huge deal, and that totally gets overwhelmed. But yeah, it's the Raiders, but the Athletics soon to be, and then you got the Knights. So they don't have basketball yet. Yeah, no, and it's just speaks to the bigger picture of it's looser. But I like your point, and this is I haven't fully thought it out, so it's like bear with me. But like your idea of like, hey. You can also control things, let's not make it a black market. This is why, to switch wildly into a big other social topic. But this is, when you make abortion illegal, you're going to have a rise in, backroom alley abortions, which is just going to affect more people. So I'm not going to make the sports betting to abortion direct connection, but it makes me think of prohibition thing. Like prohibition historically doesn't work great. That's kind of a good. That's the way I look at it. Prohibition historically does not work well if your goal is to eliminate black markets or criminal markets, whatever you want to refer to them. Because if you make it legal, and we've seen this in places that do things with drugs, decriminalizing drugs, you don't make everything outright legal, but you don't ruin, or not only do you not ruin people's lives over it, but you're also spending significant taxpayer resources to do things that at the end of the day are just driving people to more criminal activity. Yeah. So and social justice stuff.
No, it's fine. I mean, drink responsibly, gamble responsibly, all those things responsibly are good legal things to say. But like I think we're also seeing that. Maybe gambling is an addiction. Probably it can get to that. And I know I had one of my old jobs. Like someone from the company got caught embezzling hundreds of thousands of dollars from payroll to pay off gambling debts and everything. And he couldn't stop. He couldn't stop. So it's a weird, murky bog to walk through. But also at the end of the day, like this is to be, I consider today's news, pretty big that an active player in the NBA is involved with this, that a coach, and it's different. You're right. And by the way, I want the details on the poker one because it's also kind of hilarious. To me. It's like Ocean's 11
Exactly.
with Brad Pitt.
Dude, this isn't Ocean's 11. This is like, it's closer to Mission Impossible than it is an Ocean's movie when we talk about like the details of what the hell's going on here. But I do want to point out, Rager Dawn is absolutely, Vegas does have 4 because they have the aces. They don't have an NBA team, they have a WNBA team, so they do have 4. Anyways, this is a tweet from Rachel Nichols, who is an NBA reporter, worked for ESPN for a long time. She says the FBI is alleging that Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones, who was a Cleveland Cavaliers player, no longer plays, were involved in rig poker games that went way beyond counting cards. They included poker chip trays with hidden cameras, special contact lenses to read pre-marked cards, and X-ray tables that read cards while they were face down. Imagine being one of the dudes that like 2 or 3 years ago is like telling it, or like told all of his buddies all the time at like all the parties and the bachelor parties, like, oh man, I played cards with Chauncey Billups this one time. Like it was so cool. Like we were sitting there smoking cigars, having drinks, and it was there, and he was just getting played the entire time.
Yeah. Did you win any hands? Nah, I lost 700 million.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he's like, oh no, I lost 10 grand at least. Yeah, he's like, he's waking up today pissed off. Like, holy shit.
Do you feel the Rozier one? Is that his name? Terry Rozier is Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier, a little more cut and dry, right? A little more like, hey, my knee's gonna hurt in the second quarter. I'm gonna take a dive in the second round in this boxing match. It's a little bit more classic. It's a little more Black Sox scandal from 1919. But Chauncey Billups, when I read that, like, they would put him at the table. I'm like, how much did he know? As you know, right. I just was at a celebrity, football event in Vegas where I got to meet, Jay Schrader and Randall Cunningham and Rich Gannon and Ed Too Tall Jones. Like, it wasn't a rigged contest, but like they just take a fee and show up. Is there any chance that that's this, or is he's the patsy? He's the what is it?
No, he's kind of that. He's been referred to as the pretty face, so supposedly, in this transaction or in this thing where it's like he legitimizes the table in a sense. Yeah. It's like, if you're sitting down playing poker with Chauncey Billups, like this has to be, you know what I mean? You're not, you're not getting ripped off. He would know, you know what I mean? So he would know something. So, that's
fascinating.
That's somehow worse too, because you not only depending on how much you know, because that's just just like degrading on another level, but.
Yeah, 898 for him. We'll bring him in here in a second to call in the press conference. Chauncey said, "I'll let the chips fall where they fall."
That was the day before. That's not fair. That was before all this came out. That's before all. He's not Tony Stark.
But the mafia is involved in the poker one, right? I mean, you got like Gambino family. You got some Hall of Fame mafia names involved in this one.
Right, exactly. So this is like there are people who are probably not around anymore that Chauncey was playing poker with that are not no longer with us. So
you think they ended up in the trunks of cars type of thing?
Probably, yeah. I've been seeing a lot of Sopranos clips lately on like all over the place, and I think I know why now. So
okay, all right. Well, let's get Brady said he wanted to chat about this, right? Didn't he? Yeah. Brady?
Yeah, he said he also had some World Series talk he wanted to do. So.
Okay, we'll do that. And we'll do some. We'll do our picks. We'll do our NFL picks. Bet responsibly. Brady, why do you think everyone hates the Dodgers?
Because we're winning. You know.
I've never won in my life, so I've never been hated this much.
When you were my age, what was everyone saying about your Yankees?
Yeah, you're right. But I was so happy to be up in that ivory tower. I didn't hear the screams of the people below me.
And you know what? I'm there right now.
I was muted. It wasn't the same. I'm sorry. It wasn't the same. I'm somehow going to stick up for Ken's Yankees here. They were the evil empire, so to speak. That was the name they got. This Dodgers team is literally just the Death Star. Like it's just that's it. It's all Shohei Ohtani is like shouldn't be allowed to play baseball because he's just too good. Or they should make him also play another sport in the offseason to like level the playing field or something. It's ridiculous.
Commander. Yeah, okay. But everything the Dodgers are doing is above board. Do you think, Steve, and then Brady, I can get your reaction to Steve's answer. If the Dodgers, because I saw this post a couple weeks ago, if the Dodgers win the World Series, does Major League Baseball have a problem on their hands or if the upstart plucky Blue Jays or Mariners win, now we know the Blue Jays, then, hey, you can still hold on to the dream that all you need is 9 good players and hope.
No, I don't think it's a problem, at least not yet. I think it's if the Dodgers win, if they sweep the Blue Jays or whatever, even if it looks really bad, I don't think it's a problem yet because the product on the field yet isn't broken. Like the Blue Jays are really good. Don't get me wrong. But I do think baseball can do some stuff to make the sport more competitive from a raising the teams at the bottom to at least be closer to like kind of the mid-tier. Like it's just the parity at the bottom half of the sport is just ridiculous compared to the top half. And so that's where I think they can make improvements. I don't think you necessarily have to target the Dodgers.
I'll get Brady's reaction to that. Yeah, and I honestly don't think it's targeting the Dodgers, but the Dodgers with I think the Ohtani contract and the Snell contract. The Snell contract has deferments to it. But do you, Steve, like the NFL and the parity where it's sometimes kind of insane, I think, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but like any given Sunday, but like at some point I almost want more dynasties. At some point, and we got Kansas City, we got Philadelphia. We had New England for a long time. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Do you think it's actually worked in the NFL? Made a good product?
I love just having Philadelphia just being like even somewhere near the conversation of a dynasty. That makes my 8-year-old soul so happy. But anyway,
Brian Flores wanted Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I mean, hey, dude, as soon as Mike McDaniel gets fired, call me because we need an offensive coordinator.
Okay.
Anyway, I think the NFL is a little bit of a different beast because I'm in favor of the salary cap for that reason because I think the NFL is just run differently. Baseball is run so much different from the NFL, just from a structural scouting, the way the minor leagues are, all that kind of stuff. The NFL doesn't have a minor league to farm players from. It's college now, and it's a whole different beast. So I think it would take a really long time to make those kinds of changes. I think baseball has done a really, really good job in the last few years of making the structural changes to the game, from the changes to the shift, to pitch clocks, all that kind of stuff, to speed up the game. The fact that like I can watch a baseball game in 2.5 hours now is amazing. And they have good young stars, whether it's Skeens, whether it's De La Cruz, whether it's Ohtani.
You got to take people. Skeens is off until he shaves that fucking mustache. No mustaches at the top.
The kids like the mustache, and he's also I think he's still dating like Livy Dune, so he's got all the stuff, right? So all right, I think baseball's trending in the right direction.
Could be. And Tully says dynasties make sports way worse. As a sports fan, I love a good dynasty.
I disagree with that. Totally.
I love a good dynasty. I love the story of a team that's like, we're fucking good for 10 years and try to take it from us. I just love that as a sports fan. I love ESPN docs, 3 full cold winters in Buffalo, or whatever the fuck that is, because I don't want that town to ever win. Brady, your reaction to all this as a Dodger fan?
I'm like the Emperor right now in Return of the Jedi. I'm afraid this battle station is quite operational. When all the pictures came back.
And your friends have not arrived.
But I will point out that the Blue Jays are a top payroll team. So regardless of who wins.
The Dodgers are the 3rd highest in the league right now, but that does not count the deferments. But the deferments are not new. The deferments have been in play for a long time. And what's interesting, we talked about it, until recently, the biggest, most known deferment in baseball history is a joke, Bobby Bonilla Day. And everyone makes fun of the Mets for deferring that contract, but now it's going to be the standard unless something changes. Ohtani, and I think, by the way, I was talking about this with Mark Ellis the other day. Ohtani's like, I don't need the money. I don't need it. I made all my money in Anaheim and endorsements, and who knows whatever my interpreter was doing. I made money. I don't need it. Give me $2 million a year. I'll spend in cash, walking around money. When I retire, give me more. And and by the way, Tully's right. Dynasties are only fun when they're dynasty. As someone who's been on the dynasty side, yes. Yes.
I mean, in a way, here's my argument against that just very quickly. Dynasties are healthy for sports in the fact that if when you have a dynasty, you have something for the sport, for the media, for the fans, for everyone to rally around. There is a common enemy, which we rarely have in sports in a vacuum, right? Because like I've said before, like in football, I'm an Eagles fan. I hate all the other 31 other teams. I don't care. I can't stand these people who are like, oh, I like this team, but I also like this team. I'm like, get the hell out of here. Like if I see a double flare on Reddit, I roll my eyes at you and just assume your opinion doesn't matter.
I do like the Lions. All right, you got to give me the Lions.
Get out of here. You seriously, you can root for a team in the moment, but I'm not going to buy this emotional like attachment to. If you have two, if you have two jerseys hanging in your closet, I'm going to make fun of you.
That makes you on Andrew Cuomo, who won the debate the other night, was like, Nets or Knickerbocker, I'll go both. And Mondani was like, this is what the people hate. Pick a team.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. So Brady, look, you're in a fun position, Brady, because at the end of the day, you got scoreboard. And in sports, that means everything. And we'll see. Are you confident about the World Series?
You know, I think the Dodgers are a better team, but it's baseball. You know, anything can happen in baseball.
It's baseball, Ray. Yeah. Okay. What do you think might happen? What's your prediction?
So what needs to happen is that the Dodgers need to shut down the Blue Jays hitting because they're the hottest team. They're the hottest hitting team. Vladdy scares the shit out of me. He's unconscious. I think he's batting like 400 right now. He has multiple home runs.
I mean, top to bottom, it's a great lineup. Led by hitting coach Donnie Baseball Don Mattingly. So yeah, and you got
manager of the Dodgers.
Yes, absolutely. And let's give credit to John Schneider, right, the manager of the Blue Jays, right? Is that the same?
He's hitting 442 this postseason.
442. And the Blue Jays got great pitching. They got that asshole Max Scherzer, and I say that respectfully. I do like them. They got a good team. So Brady, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm gonna put you on the spot because the World Series starts tomorrow night. Give me a prediction. How many games? Who wins? What does Ohtani do? Tell me.
My brain tells me Dodgers in 5 because I want them to win at home, but I don't want to jinx them. So I'm gonna say Dodgers in 6.
So it starts in Toronto?
It starts in Toronto. They have home field advantage.
Because of the All-Star game?
No, because they won one more game.
Oh, is that how it plays now? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Dodgers in 6. I like that. I like that prediction. The Blue Jays are going to get a couple in, but the Dodgers prevail. Okay, I like that. I think that's a smart prediction. I was going to actually kind of like that. I was going to say Dodgers in 5. Steve, where do you go?
I think the Dodgers in 4 or 5.
Sweep or close?
Sweep?
I mean, they could. I think the Reds actually have scored the most runs on the Dodgers so far in the postseason. Just want to throw that out there.
You know why? Because the main weakness of the Dodgers is their bullpen.
Their bullpens.
Their bullpen is absolute cheeks.
Right.
It is.
Okay.
If you score a few runs, you get the starters out early. You go to the bullpen. We're actually down a guy in the bullpen now because Vesia is dealing with a family issue right now. So if you get to the bullpen.
In the old days, they'd kick him out of baseball for that shit.
We're in a new age. We have
empathy. I know. I know. You all take personal days. Okay. I haven't had a day off of Force Center since 2015. All right. I like this. I'm teasing you, Brady. But you guys don't have your bullpen's a little weaker. That's definitely Tanner Scott. A little bit of a problem. And then you got Blake Trinan. And by the way, I'm rooting for Blake Trinan to just fall off a bus and just not make it to the stadium.
Oh my God.
QAnon prick. All right, Brady. Was that really what you're calling in for? What's on your mind? We're gonna get to NFL picks here in a second. So
yeah, I was just gonna ask who you were gonna pick for the World Series, and you said Dodgers in 6.
Dodgers in 5. I'm gonna say Dodgers in 5. I just think they are too good right now. And the Blue Jays, baseball history. To me, I go on spirit and heart. I just kind of look at the two teams, and I just figured out. And the Blue Jays are a great story, but you're up against an empire right now, and I just don't think they're going to win.
Good.
See, look at this.
That's all we wanted.
Give in to your anger. Your journey towards the Dodgers will be complete. There you go. All right, thank you, Brady.
Thank you.
All right, we're almost out of here. Addie's asking, well, first of all, Ranger Donald had a good question too, because he's on Tully's side here. Dynasties are also fun for Only for certain teams. If the Browns or Jets ever become one, then it's just weird. I do agree. I'm not fully. I get Tully's point too. But I'm a more. It's not even a side issue. I just like. I hate the Patriots. I hate them. And when they falter, it feels so good, and that makes my misery as a Dolphin fan a little less.
And that's totally understandable as a Dolphin fan. People are like, if you're not a diehard football fan, you don't understand the interdivisional hate that we possess for those other 3 teams in our division. Like, don't get me wrong, I hate all the other 31 teams. I possess a certain level of hate for the Commanders, Cowboys, and Giants that I do for rarely anything else in life, Ken.
I agree with you there. Yeah, same with me and the Buffalo Bills. Same with the Buffalo Bills. Goddamn working town. We just go down to the factory and clock out and win big football games. Get the hell out of there. They
clear their own snow, Ken.
They do. Addy, are we excited about the WPBL, the World Professional Bowling League? Is that right?
Sure. I was gone. I don't know what that was. I was trying to put together that in my head. I was like World Pro, like I thought it was like bull riding or something. Maybe I don't know.
Or is it? What is it? Is it ladies?
Women's
Professional Baseball League.
Baseball league.
I absolutely think that's a great idea. Are they starting that? Are they starting that?
I didn't know.
I think that's great.
I did not know that. That is cool.
Remember the Silver Bullets back in the 90s, in the 2000s? All right. Okay, I'll go.
Only Silver Bullet I know is Coors Light, but I'm familiar.
Okay, so 4 teams: New York, Boston, LA. I go see a baseball game.
That's cool.
I'm a big fan of the women's league in the 1940s. Obviously, League of Their Own. Great movie, great show. I think that's a great idea. Really do. And I love the WNBA as well now, since I worked on that podcast this past year and got me tuned in on it. All right, let's start to do some NFL picks, Steve. Here we know what picks coming last. Oh dear God, I listened to. Can I just say, as a Miami Dolphin fan, that was, I think, one of the worst performances ever. And we've had some pretty bad performances. We've lost some games late that we should have won. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. To Cleveland?
Well, you didn't even have the weather excuse just because of how bad it was, really. So
our season is essentially over. There is still a chance, but it's not. There's not. But anyways, let's get to it. First pick, as always, we say gamble responsibly. We're just picking teams, kids. We're just picking teams. Take us away, Steve, with this one. 49ers going to Houston.
So, yeah, our first game, we have the San Francisco 49ers going to Houston. Houston has been off to a weirdly slow start this year. Their offense was terrible to start. They've got it a little bit back on track. San Francisco continues to be a mash unit from a health standpoint. I still don't know if Brock Purdy is playing, but Mac Jones has been playing well. So this is a close line. Houston getting 1.5 at home. Home point advantage is 3 points. So Vegas thinks this is a close game. And that's mostly just because of how well coached the Niners are. So this is a tough game to pick.
It's a very tough game to pick. I like Stroud. Purdy's out, you said, right? Right. Sorry, I was listening.
As far as I know, Purdy is out, but I haven't seen saying Purdy is playing. So I'm thinking Mac Jones is the backup, who's been playing really well.
I saw someone drop Purdy in our fantasy league, so I'm going to assume that he's out. And Jaden Daniels out this week too. My fantasy team is cooked again. 0-8. Here I come. All right, Steve, I'm going to go Texans.
Texans. Okay, we're taking the Texans. Excellent. Got it.
Next up, we got some Yinzers checking in here. Green Bay going to Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers does not have a vaccine in his body, does not wrap his ankles, but he's played for both these teams. Pittsburgh at home, not favored?
Pittsburgh is an underdog at home. This is a huge game. Aaron Rodgers playing his old team. The Packers are a Super Bowl contender this year. Steelers have, laid a dud against Joe Flacco last week. And so people are a little curious about what's going on in Pittsburgh, not only from a defensive standpoint, but whether or not they can continue to be consistent on offense. And the Packers are good. Jordan Love's playing pretty well. Micah Parsons has got that defense humming. They lost that Browns game, which is weird. And then they tied the Cowboys in a shootout. So I think the Steelers getting 3 points here at home is kind of juicy, though. That looks kind of nice.
It's not weird to lose to the Browns, Steve. Don't you say that. I'm going Packers. I'm going Packers. I'm going actually, yeah. In fact, I think Aaron Rodgers ends up face first in a pile of ketchup. All right. Michael McCarson says doesn't wrap his ankles. What the hell does that mean? Is that joke? No, he claims a lot of NFL players, most NFL players, wrap their ankles to protect their ankles. But he said he stopped doing that and that his ankles are stronger. And maybe that's true, but it's just so typical of someone who's like, I don't trust the science on vaccines. I don't wrap my ankles, and somehow they've grown in size. It's just that it's who he is.
He also complains a lot about the helmet that he has to wear because he's like, I liked my old helmet. Why do I need to wear this new helmet that supposedly protects my head from concussions, all that kind of stuff? So,
you know what?
Yeah.
Let him play. Let him wear a leather helmet with no face bar. I don't care. All right. Next up, we got Tennessee going to Indianapolis. Wow. 14.5. That's bad in Tennessee this year?
That's why I included this game, just because it's a giant line and I thought it'd be kind of funny. Tennessee barely looked like a professional football team. They've already fired their head coach. Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick, has even declared that the team plays like ass. And the Indianapolis Colts are the surprise team of the season. Daniel Jones is being called Indiana Daniel Jones. They have the best team in the NFL. No one knows what the hell is going on. And they're favored by 14.5 points at home against a division rival. That's unheard of in the NFL.
You know what?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, nah, Tennessee is a group of professionals and they're gonna stay close. I just watched the Miami Dolphins lose 31-6 to the Cleveland Browns. The Colts are gonna win and they're gonna cover. They're gonna win by 20. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, Tennessee does not look good, but it is always hard to take a team to win in the NFL just because any given Sunday, but then to also win by 14.5 points is tough, but good luck to you, sir.
Brady says Titans are all caps awful. All right, we got this one here. We got your second favorite football team, the Dallas Cowboys, going to Denver, the Mile High City. You know, there's lizard people under their airport. Broncos are favored 3.5 here at home. Broncos are playing good ball this year, huh? Bo Nix?
Bo Nix is playing well. Sean Payton is a quarterback whisperer, as they say. You're gonna have to tell me about the things buried underneath the airport some other time. But however, the Broncos had that crazy game last week against the Giants. And one of the, they scored 33 points, I think it was, in the fourth quarter to beat the Giants. And the Dallas Cowboys are sneaky good. People are shitting on the Cowboys this year like it's already over for them because their defense is so bad. That offense is really, really good. George Pickens might be better than CeeDee Lamb. That's like the hot take all the talking heads are talking about this week. But they have arguably the best wide receiver duo in the NFL right now just because Joe Burrow's hurt and they can't get Jamar Chase the ball as much as they want in Cincinnati. So I'm scared of the Cowboys as an Eagles fan. I think the Broncos getting 3.5 at home here is a lot. So this is an interesting game.
Well, Franny just woke up, so you know what time it is. I'm gonna go. I'm taking the hot hand, and the hot hand is not Jerry Jones gasping for breath in a Mile High Stadium. It is the Denver Broncos. I'm taking them to win by 5 points.
I'm rooting for you, Ken.
Final game of the week. You know it. Here we go. My Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. They're 1-6. Mike McDaniel used to be the quirky favorite. Now is just and on and stumbling his way through how to explain what is happening here. Saying we'd win if we weren't losing. We're traveling to Atlanta. Michael Penix, little hurt. Gotta hope he plays because it means I'll have no quarterback this week on my fantasy team. Falcons at home, Steve, favored by 7.5 points. That's a touchdown and a half.
Yeah, this is all residual from the Falcons upsetting the Bills a few weeks ago because the Falcons did not look great last week. So this is kind of projecting. This is just people not taking the Dolphins seriously at this point and assuming that team has quit and just seeing how bad can it get. So that's what we're going to find out. How bad can it get?
You know what this is to the rest of the NFL? This is torture porn. This is what this is, you sickos.
Yep.
You sickos are out there watching my team because you all rooting against Mike McDaniel and his ankle high sweatpants. And I got to tell you something. Kirk Cousins is going to end up in this game, not to start it. He's going to come in. He's going to do the cross, and he and his trad wife are going to be in the game, and the Dolphins are going to win. I'm predicting it right now. It's my upset pick of the week, Steve. Dolphins are going to win. They're going to win.
Oh.
They're going to win.
Okay, taking the Dolphins. We get 7.5 points, which is great, but
they're going to win.
They're going to win. I love it. We're taking the Dolphins in Atlanta. Yeah, the vultures are circling. Ken, people are sniffing around A-Chain, trying to get a trade in there.
Is he trying to get a trade?
No, he's not, but the league is like sniffing around, like, okay, this Dolphins ship is clearly sinking. What are the pieces we can extract out of it before the trade deadline?
You know what? But here's the thing: I do it, but it ain't going to be McDaniel and Greer, so it's going to be some other coach. Oh God, who will they get? I don't know.
It is time to burn it all down.
And a lot of people want John Gruden. I do not want that fucker anywhere near my team.
Oh, please no.
Do not want Chucky anywhere near this team or back in the league.
We can't. I mean, God, if honest to God, if John Gruden was going to get a second chance, now would be the time to do it. And the Trump presidency is the perfect time for John Gruden to get.
Yeah, even if Franny agrees. All right, Franny, we're going to wrap this up. There's my picks this week. Texans, Packers, Colts, Broncos, and you heard it here. The Miami Dolphins are going to win this week, and I'm going to have a good week. We're wrapping up here. A lot of fun. Thanks to those who called in. Thanks to those who tried to call in. I really appreciate you all here. And I do mean it, man. Help. You all help. You all help make this show what it is. I'd be nowhere without you. But let's try to grow this thing. And we got the Blather Bracket Halloween Horror Villain Edition coming up on Thursday, October 30th. Let's make it a big show. Put stuff out there. Be a street team. If I had bumper stickers, I'd tell you to go to the pier and hang it out. Let's do it. All right. Thank you, Steve, for all your fine work, as always, and, raising kids and all that good stuff.
I do what I can. Thank you so much, Ken. Appreciate you having me, as always.
There you go. Franny says it's time to go. See you on the show next Saturday. Silly Saturday. I'm going to try to eat some horrible candy corn. We'll do it. Right, Franny? Right? Yeah.
Be good, Franny.
Bye, everybody. Bye.